Let's talk about 5 things I'd never allow my boyfriend to do. First is super obvious, but I would never allow my boyfriend to have a girl best friend. I don't believe in them. I think those get messy. You can have female like friends and acquaintances, but like a female best friend, absolutely not.
Let me just say from the top of this video, the way it's worded, of things I won't let my boyfriend do, you can't talk to me like that. Like, I'm not going to accept that. I think there's things that you should do in your relationship just off the bat, like with common sense. And obviously that comes with, like, I'm not going to pretend like I haven't made mistakes, but obviously that comes with experience. But I think if you get to the point where you understand what you should and shouldn't do, but if a girl turned around to me and said, I'm not going to let you do something, that's already a red flag to me.
Yeah,
you
absolutely.
You ain't telling me that shit. Must be crazy. But I understand the female best friend thing. I think that, I don't think I understood it before. I definitely think before I was a bit more like, I don't know. But I think if you get a partner, then she's probably going to be like your female best friend as well, I guess. Unless you've had a friend for a very, very long time.
Yeah, I think it depends on, like, context is everything. I think it's going to be subjective. If somebody's been good friends with someone before you came along, then, yeah, they should still remain friends. You shouldn't get in the way of that.
Yeah.
However, just you should have boundaries that maybe come into place. Like, if you was that close with this female best friend and you used to, like, I don't know, hypothetically speaking, stay around our house, you don't need to stay around our house no more. You know, it's just boundaries. But I don't think you should cut your friends out, but there should just be levels of respect and lines that you don't cross.
Yeah. I would introduce my girlfriend to people that I'm close with that she doesn't know, just so she's comfortable. I definitely wouldn't stay at their houses anymore.
Yeah, it depends on how they behave when in this situation, innit?
Yeah. I understand that when you're younger, you make some that you don't realize, saying dumb things like that, like, oh, it's not a big way, it is a big deal. Like, you can't. I mean, my girl is not staying at another man's house.
Yeah.
She's gonna have to be like roadside shot in the chest or something, needs to get, and I'm not there or whatever. But you're not staying at another man's house. That's crazy.
The second thing is I will never not allow my boyfriend to let me know where he's at location wise. I feel like you get to a point where when you've been dating someone for so long, having each other's like locations on like Find My iPhone is more of a safety thing, and I just want to make sure he's okay. Am I stalking it every hour? No, but I feel like it's just one of those things that when you care about someone, you'll tell them their whereabouts. I feel like it's kind of shady if you're dating someone and they don't want you to know where they're at. Like, that's a huge red flag.
Nah, you don't need to know my location at all times. Like,
no.
That's a bit wild.
I can understand safety.
Yeah.
But I think that's unnecessary. I don't think that is coming from a place of wanting to make sure that they're okay. I think that's coming more so from a place of, I want to know where you are. And if you've got good levels of communication, you can tell someone where you are without having to share your location. Like, you don't even your family members probably don't have your location services on. You tell people where you're going. If you feel like you're going somewhere that's going to be unsafe, share your location for that night. I'm going to this place. I'm just going to share it with you for my safety. But I don't think you need to have each other's locations on all the time. That to me sounds like a toxic relationship, if I'm honest.
I'm going to say something that may be perceived as somewhat sexist, but I'm going to say it anyway because I was thinking it. I can't see a good reason to give you my location, but I can see plenty of good reasons for you to give me your location. In the interest of fairness, I probably wouldn't raise that point because I don't want to start a fight. But I'm not going to call my girlfriend or my wife if I am in danger. I'm calling my boys. If I call my girlfriend and my wife or my wife...
Depends on the type of danger, though.
Well, okay, give me an example. What kind of danger would I call my wife for?
So, like, for example... Yeah, your guy mates could be more beneficial if you're in trouble and need the backing of males. But if it's more like something where you need nurturing sort of emergency, sometimes maybe women might be a bit better for that.
Yeah, but if it's a situation where she's got to come out to me, I'd rather just not do that to my girlfriend. I'll go to her. I'll just be like, babe, I'm on the way to you. I need a little bit of TLC.
Yeah, but let's say like you fell and then you like broke your leg.
I'm calling my boys.
Really?
Yeah, I'm calling my boy. I mean, first of all...
I'm calling an ambulance, but that's just me.
Okay, yeah, obviously. I mean, in the context of who we're going to call if we have to, if I'm in a situation, then I can't think of a situation where I'm going to call my girl to come out and help me. I just, first of all, I don't want to put her in a situation, because if I'm already in danger, I'm endangering her. There's nothing that look, this is not a sexist thing. It's just that there's nothing that a man can't do. There's nothing that a woman can do there that a man can't do better. When it comes to dangerous situations, yeah, I'm going to call a man. If it's not my boys, it's my dad. If it's not my dad, it's one of my male cousins. It's like, I'm not going to call a woman if I'm in danger. So I wouldn't start the argument of you don't need to know mine, but I need to know yours, because wording it like that obviously sounds a bit fucked. But that would be my logic if I was to go down that road.
The third thing I never allow my boyfriend to do is go to strip clubs. And I feel like this is a controversial one. And some couples go to them together, but nope, not our scene. You can go to bars, you can have a guy's night, but strip clubs, absolutely not.
Would you let your guy go to a strip club?
I think the strip club thing is just about your personal boundaries that you might have. It's not to say you're not going to let him go, but if you wasn't happy about it, then by all means you can express that. But yeah, I think the terminology she's using of "you're not allowed," that's toxic in itself. You can't control people. All you're going to do is make them resent you, because you're essentially being controlling. You have to let people do what they want to do. Sounds cliche, so you can see what they would rather do, and just maybe express how you feel towards certain situations as and when it happens. But I think overall, you just need to trust your partner unless they give you a reason not to trust them. Because, not to sound cliche again, but without trust, you have no relationship. So
yeah, I don't think it's something you even need to discuss beyond like when you're getting to know each other, because those are things you express. You express what you're into and what you're not into. Like, I don't really get the novelty behind strip clubs, so my girlfriend wouldn't have to worry about that, because I couldn't think of something that I'd want to do less than go to a strip club.
Yeah, but I mean, also, I don't get why a man would have the desire to go to a strip club if he does have a partner as well.
Sometimes
maybe there's
your
a
boys
notion behind it. I don't know if you're out with your boys and that's what you're doing, that's what you're doing. But again, it's just a bit unnecessary.
Yeah, I mean, luckily, like in my friendship group, if one of us says no, then it's like, it's no. Like, I mean, well, I would just go home. I'd be like, listen, guys, you go do your thing. I couldn't think of anything less than just watching some chick on a pole dance, and then I throw money at her and buy drinks.
Wasting your money.
Yeah. Like I just feel like I'm a bit of a nerd, if you couldn't tell from the top. Like, if I'm going out with my boys and they're like strip club, I'm going home and I'm playing Pokemon or Tekken or something, or I'm gonna find something else, or I'll go to the gym. The strip club is just an absolute waste of time. If my girl was going to a strip club, I'd be like, why? What the fuck are you doing in a strip club? Who have I married? Like, what is going on?
Fourth thing I would never allow my boyfriend to do is pay all the bills. I feel like the men paying for 100% of everything is just like wrong. And I'm not even trying to sound pick me. Obviously think, especially early on, the guy should take on majority of the bills, but I'd be lying if I said like I didn't pay for a dime. Also, my mindset is like, even though we're not married, I'm not trying to run him dry and he's not trying to run me dry.
So I think that she sat there and said, my boyfriend is not allowed to do this and not allowed to do this, but I'll split all the bills with him. It did come across as very pick me. I agree with what she's saying, but also that whole, I do think in the beginning he should pay for everything. Like, what? I don't think it should matter that way. I think the way things like that should be balanced out is not by gender, but by earnings. So if the man is earning more and the woman is earning substantially less, and the man wants more sort of high-end stuff, then he should be putting more towards it, because that's a choice he's making because he can afford it. She may not be in the same financial position, and vice versa. I think it depends on what you're looking to buy or what you're putting the money down for, and earnings, outgoings, who's got what, just to balance it. Yeah,
I think in the ideal scenario, like, I love working, but I don't love every single piece of work I do. So there's like with YouTube on this channel or my gaming channel or other little projects that I do, I genuinely love doing it. Like, I'm excited to come here and film, or I'm excited to sit down and talk about a game, or I'm excited to do certain other things that I do. There's my like normal job, which obviously nobody's excited to do their normal job. Nobody wants to do it. So in an ideal world, I would have worked my way up to the point where my woman doesn't have to work. It's like an elective thing. If she wants to work, then she's more than welcome to go ahead and do it. I wouldn't say, no, you're staying at home. I would ideally want to be the one paying for the bills and that, and so that she can relax. Just because selfishly, it would make me feel good to see her relaxing, you know, doing things outside of stressing about work. But if she wanted to, that would be fine. But if we're speaking realistically, in this economy in London, you ain't paying for shit on your own. Everyone needs a little bit of help. Either people are living with family or people are living with friends, and everyone's banding together because our pay's not going up, but everything else is. Gas, water rates, electric, council tax, rent, everything has gone up. So like you kind of have to help your partner and pay. It's no longer a situation where majority.
Life's not affordable anymore.
No, not where we're living. It's fucking out of control here.
And the fifth and last thing is I would never let my boyfriend like girls' bikini photos on Instagram. I feel like that's a huge red flag for obvious reasons. I feel like there's been so much more awareness on this, but it always makes me sad when I see someone that's like married with kids or just in a relationship and they're like liking girls' photos, especially very like provocative ones. I'm just like, it's not a good look.
How would you feel if your man was liking bikini pictures of random girls or even girls that he knows?
I think it's unnecessary.
I think it's disrespectful, to be honest with you. And I'll hold my hands up and say it's something that I did in the past. And when I reevaluated it, I was like, God, that was really fucking stupid. Like now when I look back on it, I'm like, that was really disrespectful when you think about it. The only time that I would say it's okay, and I'd even say it's okay for my girl, is like if I had a male friend or she had a male friend who maybe struggled with their weight all their life and they finally got in shape, like a full-on transformation from fat boy to trim. And it's like look at what I've done. It's like a motivation thing. Then I'd be like, yeah, the like is like a congratulation. So you can comment, well done. You know, that's you've turned your life around. But if you're just liking random pictures of guys topless, I'm gonna be like, what the fuck are you doing? So, and even now, like I mean, I barely like anyone's pictures as it is, unless it's to support them. But yeah, if I had a girl now, I just wouldn't like half naked pictures. I think it's a bit fucked.
There's no need for it though. There's actually just no need.
Yeah, there isn't a need. There's no. I mean, the life doesn't change if you like it.
But I just hate that we've gotten to a point in life where these are topics of conversations where problems are formed in relationships because people post pictures of themselves online and other people like them. Like the whole concept and notion is just so silly and dumb to me.
Well, the next conversation.
You know, I'm not one for social media, so.
Yeah, but the next conversation we're gonna have is it okay to flirt with some female avatar? Because everyone's getting those headsets and that.
What do you mean female avatar?
So have you ever seen a film called Ready Player One?
No.
They put the headset on and they enter this world like a video game world.
Yeah.
And that's kind of where we're heading now with the Apple Pro. People are going to be putting headsets on. They're going to see avatar versions of people. Whether that looks like you or something you've created, would you say if I'm flirting with Samantha in the avatar world, I'm flirting with her avatar, is it a step too far?
Is it just a computer? It's not another person on the other end.
It's another person on the other end controlling it.
Yeah, there's no need for that.
It's still a form of cheating, right?
Well, you're essentially flirting with another human, whether you can see what they look like or not. You're still flirting. Yeah,
like let's say that I look like, because I can create an avatar where I look like Thanos, let's just say, and you can create an avatar that looks like, I don't know, one of the Mortal Kombat characters, one of the girls on there. And then I've got a girl and I walk up to you and I start flirting with the avatar version of you.
I mean, when we're saying flirting, is it because you're on there and you're just bantering a bit? You know how people banter when they go on, or are you actually genuinely just flirting with someone? Because I just find that whole notion weird.
If I walk up to you and say, "Oh, like you look good,"
yeah, there's no need for that.
It's also going to get to the point where we can feel, and so people will have virtual sex and they'll be able to feel it.
Yeah,
it'll get there eventually.
Life's weird.
Yeah, well, we're heading down a weird road. We're heading down a very weird road.
Because the way I look at that is, I know you're looking at an avatar there and you're judging based on the looks essentially, but let's say you was going online every day and you was playing Call of Duty and there was another girl who you've never met before, she lives in Sweden, and every day she logs on at the same time and you always play together and you're laughing and joking and flirting. I look at it like that. There's no need for that.
This is slightly off topic.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen Black Mirror?
No.
There's an episode in Black Mirror where they're playing, so you know the fighting games that I play like Tekken and Street Fighter or like Mortal Kombat, And there's a fighting game in that episode where you put the headset on and you can actually enter the body of the character, where you can do whatever you want with them. So these two friends entered the bodies of the characters, and one of them entered a male character and one entered a really busty, like, you know how the anime girls look.
Yeah.
And he started having sex with him in the Avatar world. And if you found out your man was doing that with his friend, would you think he's gay?
No, I'd see that as they're just bantering and messing about.
No, but they can feel it. He's in the body of the
I don't get how
character.
you can personally feel something in real life, though.
Well, because
if it's virtual.
You know Elon Musk is designing those chips to put in your head. Neuralink
Then
thing.
yeah, that is.
His friend, he was inside the body of a woman in the game, but he could feel the other character inside him, and they were both orgasming together.
I mean, the way I look at it is they were just exploring, like one of them's imagining what it feels like to be a woman and the other one's just seeing is this real, like they're not really actually having sex. But
What if he's doing it every night? And
then he's doing it for pleasure. If he's doing it every night, if he just done it once just to try, like, what is this like? Does this shit actually work? Then that's normal. But if he's doing that every night, that's weird.
If my wife fucked another man in a virtual world, she's out the door. She's gone.
Yeah, I know, but that's not what you've asked me. You've said a guy has done it with his friend, like his male friend. So I'm not looking at it as he's tested something out with another woman. I'm looking at it as him and his friend have just been like, what is this shit? Let's try it out, sort of thing.
Would you say the same thing if he did it in real life?
No, because it's not real life.
But the point of the game is that it simulates real life, so you
Yeah,
actually
I know,
orgasm.
but it's not. Yeah, I know, but that's more curiosity of how is this virtual thing making me actually feel real things. You're more curious. How does this work? In real life, you know what sex feels like, so that's different. You can't compare it.
Would you sit there and watch him?
Watch him fuck his friends? No, absolutely not.
I think it's called something Vipers, Bleeding Viper or something like that. It's a crazy episode. It gets to the point
Like,
where
would you not be curious to know what that feels like?
yeah, but it'd be another girl. Like
So-
if another girl put the headset on and I entered the body of a male character
Yeah,
and
but-
she entered the body of a female character, then I would do it. I'm not. If another guy enters a female, what are we doing here?
But let's say there's no women that you can try it with, and you're really curious to know.
Not interested.
Well,
No, that's God has left the building at that point.
Yeah.
That's a pseudo homosexual move as far as I'm concerned. You're skirting homosexuality there. It got to the point in the episode where they met up in real life because they were like, "Do we have feelings
This
for
is
each other?"
awkward, yeah.
You can't have sex with your friend in a game and then meet him up and just act like everything's normal. And all that, man.
Depends on. Do you know what it is? It depends on if they enjoyed it or not. Like if they just tried it and was like, "Oh my god, this is weird.
No, they
this
loved
is
it.
weird, dude. Let's stop. We now know what it feels like," as opposed to actually like, "Oh my god, this feels so good. Let's keep going." That's when it gets a bit weird.
In the episode, one of them said, "You just get me."
Ah,
I was watching it. I was like, the worst thing is, Joe, is that one of the characters in the game looks like one of the characters that my friend uses. And so your brother kept on making jokes about it with me and Ricardo. He was like, "Oh, Michael, you're going to play something Vipers with Ricardo?" I was like, "Fuck off, Jem. It's disgusting. It's absolutely disgusting." Because there was loads of debates when the show finished, are they gay? And I was like, of course they're gay. Of course they're gay. You're banging your mate. It doesn't matter if it's in a virtual world. Anyway, off topic. But